Well, we basically went and got some more wood, and that was here. And we're trying to do some work here, get adjusted. We're going to try and get the diesel heater going. I bought some diesel fuel, and you know why they go that diesel, because it won't explode. And the plan is just to put it up here for now. We're just going to put it right in here, vent it out there, and then I'm using the battery box down below. I've got 3 batteries down there from the bus, and I'll use the solar panel to kind of regenerate those batteries and maybe fire the bus up a little bit until I figured out where you want to put it permanently. If you're going to put it permanently somewhere here, then yeah, you'll vent it out the side and all that, or whatever. But the plan is not to heat this part back here. Basically, I want to put some kind of a dividing in here and just heat this front half, just because there's just no sense in heating all that space back there when we're not going to really do that much back there. I'm not even going to put a floor back there until maybe in the spring. I don't know, maybe, or as the time goes on, I don't know. Trying to find a futon to put over here. I'm going to try and get this wall in today. But anyway, that's kind of where we're at and whatnot. So we're going to kind of get going on some of this and see what we can get accomplished here. So the plan stand is we ran a 2x6 down low, and that'll be more or less the insulation. Then we'll run 2x3s there and up top, insulation in between, and then that'll screw into there. And then we'll put a little wainscot ledge on there, no pun intended. And then we'll run some little slats there just for decorative, some like 1/8 of an inch little decorative slats. It's got some decoration into it. Stain it, those will be varnished, or this will be varnished, those will be stained, just to break it up and make it kind of look appealing, I guess, if you want to call it that. So we'll get this on here today, and then tomorrow we'll maybe polish it off there, and then that's kind of done. And then we've got the other side here. And then at least we've got a good little start on the walls. That's going to come out of here. That ain't no good. And I'll run a nice little wall off there. And maybe the kitchen counter, maybe that will go up there. I don't know. Matter of fact, that's not going to work. But I was thinking that L bracket would be there, and then you could do that. But that's all right. I still want that out of there, and a little there and a shelf that you can put some stuff in. Again, it turned out to be a halfway decent day. I did get called in to go down and help on a festival, but I'm already into my stuff, and I'm just not going to go. If he'd have called me last night, I would have planned on it, but I'm kind of into my stuff now, and once I get going, I don't want to bust up my project. And then we'll try and get that diesel heater going this afternoon, and just to see how that's going to produce. We're looking for a wood stove. I've got 2 ideas. See, this roof vent will come out of here. You could take that right out of there purposely. It's an emergency exit. It's really a nice thing because you can take it right out of there. On the outside, you could put a piece of tin there. You could actually put the wood stove in the center here, run it up through there as a temporary situation. And there wouldn't be a whole lot of stuff to have to deal with. It'd just be a straight pipe right up the top, right out, and you're done. And right through the tin, it wouldn't leak because the tin would overlap here and overlap here. The plan for the permanent wood stove is going to be here. This will be built up in a nice base. We'll tile the whole thing, tin that, and then we'll come up out of here, either going through the ceiling, which I'd rather not do, because 6 months out of the, well, a lot of times out of the year, this will not really need heat, because I'm going to be traveling again here in a year. But we'll come out and maybe tin this, and we can run it out here and then up, and basically an elbow up and out, and then we can take that all apart when it's being stored basically in the summer months. So that's kind of where we're at. I apologize, we had a ton of footage My computer was messed up. I cleaned everything and did a whole bunch of stuff and downloaded some stuff and got everything, and it ended up deleting a ton of stuff that I had, but it loosened up all the space that I needed on there. I had 250 gigs. It was clogged right to, I had about 2 gigs left on the hard drive, solid state hard drive, and I now have 120 or 225 gigs on there because I cleaned everything out of there, and I'm going to use an external storage now for all my footage and stuff like that. But I did lose everything because I kept getting an error code and I couldn't get it straightened out. And I tried to get a video up all week, but we'll get it up. We'll get it up here the end of the day, hopefully. So, all right, back to this a little bit more. Well, there's kind of what we're looking at. And we'll screw that all in, and then we'll put a little trim piece on here, cut back to where it fits just perfect. And that'll take it right up to the window, and it'll look nice. And then maybe just a little trim piece there just to dress it up. But that'll look really good, and it'll make it pretty nice. So we got to get back in here and screw some of this down and finish up some of this. Tomorrow we'll polish off the rest of that, and I will screw this stuff down here. But we got to get this diesel heater fixed and ready to go, and that's our next plan of attack. So that's all insulated now, and that's where we're at with that. We'll throw this back over there. Like I said, I want to get this in there, get a nice futon in here, and it'll be a bed, and it'll be a nice couch to basically sit on also. But anyway, that's kind of getting that. I think I'm gonna make me a little ham sandwich or something here and for lunch. Gosh, it's already 2 o'clock. Just time goes so fast. You just don't get the time to get anything done. Especially just being one person. But all right, well, I'm gonna see what I can look at this diesel heater. Well, we got everything kind of hooked up here, but it's again, I don't know why these these diesel heaters, they come from Japan or China or whatever they are, but they just don't, I mean, it's designed to go out, but why don't they give you 2 pieces of this, like a 3-foot section, and let you cut it to the length you want, and then you could do something. I've got to find a piece to extend. I don't want to cut it and go through the floor right now. I just didn't want to do that. Yeah, and that's where my battery bank is there, so that I can run it and everything. I got it all hooked up. It's just I just got to be able to get the exhaust out the side window, and then I don't want it this high. I want it sitting on the table, but that'll work. It'll shoot the heat, but I just gotta. It's 6/8 or 7/8 outside diameter. So I'll see maybe if I can, maybe some copper tubing or something. I can extend this and get it another 2 foot and kind of exhaust it out that way. But anyway, that's just another flawless design. And then, like I said, if you see underneath here, I don't know why they didn't have those things come out like the back, just vented them out the back. So you could have hooked them out the back. Then I would have worked. I could have had enough, but yeah, it is what it is. It's how they design these, the engineers have never used them. But anyway, I'll see what I can do. I hate to run to the store. I just hate going down to the store at this time of day. But we'll see what we can come up with. Well, I figured I'd at least try and get it going. The crazy part is I started it up and I had diesel fuel pouring out the bottom. Come to find out there was a hose in there that had a hole in it. Had no idea what was going on with that, but I finally got that fixed. But it is actually finally working. You can see it's kind of smoking some of the stuff here. That's the exhaust in that. So if I can just extend that exhaust out the back, it's just burning off the thing. But I got good heat coming out of it. Nice blower. And it's it's up and cranking now, and it's working great at this point. Like I said, I'm gonna have to do some work and get it exhausted out the back there, but I'm gonna let it run for at least 10 minutes or so and let it just kind of roll out. I got to figure out how to get it off of Celsius and get it over to Fahrenheit. But yeah, boy, that does really pump out some heat. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty. It's pretty sweet. But I've got to grab a little piece of wood and put it under here. Ouch! Woo! Oh, does that ever get hot? Again, I don't care if it melts the seat really, because it just doesn't matter to me. But we'll put that on there, and then it'll shoot it out there. But man, that thing is really rocking and rolling now. Holy mackerel! I'm pumping some serious heat out of here. I mean, man, you can really feel it. This thing will probably put a pretty good amount of heat in here and work. But I'm going to let it run for a little bit, and then I'm going to fire it, take it back down, and then I'm going to have to go and see if I can get another exhaust piece so I can put that on the table and then exhaust that up and over and out that little window over there. Because again, that's where my batteries is, and it's just a temporary thing. I mean, I'll mount this thing in permanent. I just wanted to get it running, at least test it out. Wow, that really does punch a lot of heat out. Man, for a van or something, it would be incredible. And even here, it probably would, like I said, it would probably heat this, place, especially if I cordon that off halfway like I wanted to, and then right in here, kind of cordon it off and just have this little section in here. Again, I'm really looking serious at a wood stove, but I'm just going to have to find one. But we got our wood in here for now. Yeah, I've got to pick up man, that thing really pumps out some heat. When they say they work, boy, I'll tell you, I wish we'd have had these back in the day when we had fish shanties and stuff. Now they are a little loud, but again, to me it doesn't bother me at all. But look at it, actually kind of burning the wood a little bit there. I mean, it really, the exhaust really gets hot, so that's going to have to be really administered correctly to vent that out. But anyway, yeah, can't complain. I like it. Wow, that thing is, I mean, it just puts out immensely hot air. It's like, wow, really nice. And it's got that blower that pushes the heat, so that really does make a difference. But anyway, I'm going to let it run for a little bit, and then I'll shut her down because I don't got too much exhaust in here and stuff going on. But yeah, I like it. It works pretty good. I got to take tomorrow and take the solar panel and run it into the batteries so I can keep them batteries maintained, and then get a piece of piping to try and pipe that out of there, and so I can get the exhaust out and everything, and then I think we'll be rocking and rolling. All right, so here's what we did late last night is we routed it down here. We just made a little table, that way we could run it out the emergency exit, and then I can tape that off, and kind of seal that. It'll shoot the heat in here. It's nothing, nothing fancy, but that's, that's going to work, and that's the main thing. So anyway, I think we're good to go with that. And we can, now we can actually, if we wanted, we can kind of cordon that off where the blanket is there with insulation, probably the 2-inch insulation, which is kind of expensive, but yeah, we can use it down the road, but we can seal that off. And then that heater will probably fill this enough with heat to work, and then we'll do a little wood stove maybe again in that corner, but that gives me another month before I have to worry about getting a wood stove and getting it installed. So, all right, guys, appreciate you watching the video. We'll try to make it a little more interesting next time and whatnot. But anyway, like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment what you guys think. And maybe what some ideas of what you have. I've even thought of taking the back part and making that like a toy hauler. Won't happen until next summer, but that way I can put my bike in there and a 14-foot boat with a nice little 9-horse motor and be able to fish and whatnot. We're going to finish this wall off, and the next video will probably be staining the floor and staining the walls, and maybe get some cabinets in here and stuff.